Welcome to another episode of Reseller Information Network. We are here for episode 46. We're approaching the 1 year anniversary of the RIN. So we are pushing hard to get them subs up over 3K before that happens. So going down. If you're not subscribed to the channel, we're going to go ahead and give you a chance to do that right now. You just hit the button. You can hit that bell, get notified anytime that we have content coming out. We're live on Tuesdays as well. So we look at this and say, come and join us. We have some great things for you guys today, talking about Q4. Are you ready for Q4? You know what Q4 is? Are you needing some help in that direction? We're here for you, talking about it today. Did want to jump into a couple comments today. Italian MN, which I know has commented on numerous times, says on Postmark, I'm sure he means Poshmark, how do you charge the buyer more on shipping when it's over £5? I'll let one of you guys answer that real quick. What do you do?
So you can go in there and you can adjust it, or you can say, hey, my package is over £5, and they will charge you like 5 to 6 pounds, 6 to 7, up to 10 pounds. So you do get charged extra on it. So if you are listing a item over 10 pounds, you may want to work that into the price.
We did have a couple other comments. Elisa Durr, great information, guys. And we'll jump ahead. Thank our channel members. Thank you guys as you're scrolling across the bottom. We thank each and every one of you. Ascat, Simply Shenanigans, Diane Matthews, Mr. Blood, Sweat, and Cell in the house, Trash Cat Rescue, New England Betty Boot, Joe Deals, Old School Picker. Guys, check these guys out. Great guys. Vintage Sports Flips. Keith, thank you so much for being here. Charity's Terrific Finds. Kathleen, the Fernway Flipper, and Mr. Kent Dag. We do appreciate you guys. If you're not a channel member, you can take care of that right now too if you would like. We're not pressing anybody to do so, but we do offer an extra live stream a month. This month, we're actually going to be doing a shipping live hangout. So come out for that. We'll drop the link as to when that is. Okay, let's get down to the nitty gritty. Let's jump into this 101. Hey, 101, today we wanted to do something special because we are going into Q4. So Leroy, when we think about Q4, what's one of the things that if this is maybe you're a brand new reseller and you're coming into Q4, what's the deal with Q4?
Everybody has a different way of approaching Q4. Some of us sell a lot of one-offs. So I feel like if you have an opportunity to be able to get a little bit bulkier, like meaning like 3 or 4 of one kind, or, something like that. If you see it now, of course, comp it, but it'd be a great time to just put a little bit more attention when you go, even if you go to Walmart, any of these places where you would do just brand new stuff. Pay attention right now because they're throwing that stuff out to see if it even hits the wall. And if they do have it, they're going to be a little cheap because they want to get rid of it because the trucks haven't came in yet. They're about to come in, but the trucks haven't came in with the good stuff. It's still on the press. So some of that other stuff, and it might even be old stuff that they're throwing out there from last year, but they want to get a little bit better of a price. Pay attention and comp that stuff out.
There you go. So Cernoch, if you look at Q4, like what would you tell people? It's like, here is Q4. Like what's going on with Q4? What's that about?
Well, I think the thing is, I think other maybe people have kind of really given Q4 like this crazy, oh man, your sales are going to be throughout the roof. It's going to be crazy. Now, tamper it down. You are going to get a little push because of Christmas. Okay. That's where it comes for, especially if you sell kind of like what I do. Like I sell a lot of new clothing, new shoes, new hats. People are looking for that, for Christmas presents. Now, again, everyone's business is different. So if you're selling, like I know Eric has a bunch of lawnmower parts and boating parts. Now, if you're in something like that, Q4 maybe there may be no difference. You know what I'm saying? That's on an on need basis. So, but if you're doing gifts and all that stuff, then it could be a little bit different. So I always say just the best thing you can do for Q4 is just kind of get prepared. Get prepared for an increased sale, maybe a little increased sales, increased questions. And the thing is, you don't want to be behind the 8 ball when it comes to Q4, because if potentially you do get that little push, that little hit, you want to be able to attack it and be like, oh, no problem. So if you're in, used to maybe only selling 5 things a day and packaging it up, be prepared, 10, 15 items a day. I think for, a seasoned reseller, like kind of as myself, it's a little bit easier to do that. But if you're someone that's new or a part-timer that you're doing jobs, just be aware of that. So that's what I have to say. I'm kind of put that thinking.
I thought that was Leroy for a second talking. Your internet pulled the Leroy, Cernoch.
Oh, come on.
Yeah. You were swimming for a little bit there. Hey, so Tim, when people talk about Q4, what's something to explain to before? This is what it is.
Listen, okay, I think Cernoch really put it down perfect. There's going to be a uptick in traffic. I think that's the best way to put it, okay? There's going to be an uptick in traffic. I mean, if you look at the data of online shopping over, the course of the last 10 years, in comparison to time before that, there's an obvious difference in online shopping numbers as opposed to there was before. So be prepared for the upcoming traffic. And I think we're going to talk about some of the things that you can do throughout this show to be prepared for that traffic. So if you're prepared for the Q4 traffic, then you will make more sales. I think that's the best way to put it for somebody who's new to Q4. I'll tell you off of personal experience, I've always let myself down when it comes to Q4. I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to have all this death pile stuff and I'm going to get it all listed so that there's massive amounts of things for people to buy in my shops, So it can be I think that, a lot of people look at Q4 and they're like, oh, well, I don't sell new things. So, I mean, I don't really need to worry about it. That's definitely not the case. I mean, we've seen more people gifting unique items, things that you can't find in stores are perfect gifts that people give to people during the holiday season. So I think that it's important to, take advantage of that opportunity. And, there's going to be of the traffic. And we're going to talk about that throughout this episode, things that you can do to benefit from the uptick in traffic on these sites, eBay, Etsy, Mercari, Poshmark, Depop, Grailed, even whatnot, so definitely the biggest thing is to prepare yourself, and that's what this show is going to be about, is to prepare yourself for that uptick in traffic. And it's going to be a lot of work. And I think that it's good that we're doing this show now, because now I wasn't even thinking about it. And then these guys are like Q4, and I'm like, wait, what? And I'm like, this is the year. This is the year that over the years is going to be prepared for Q4. I promise. Because usually it's like, oh man, Black Friday is in a week. I gotta get to work, and then it's like I've already failed at that point. So definitely, definitely going to be prepared this time around. I swear, I promise.
So for me, when you think of Q4, what it's talking about on the very base level is Q4, the last quarter of the year. When we think fourth quarter, if you're talking sports, right, it's crunch time. It's time to go. It's one of those things, like Tim said, great. There is definitely sales opportunity because more people are over half the country are indoors, man. They are not at the beach. They're not at the golf course. They're indoors, and they're looking and they're shopping. And now more than ever, people shop and they are looking at deals and they're looking for crazy stuff. So when we talk about some tips about how do we prepare, there's a lot of ways when we talk about preparation for. It could be items. It could be, hey, these are needs, things that I need to do to prepare, both from an inventory standpoint and from a back end standpoint. So we're going to go ahead and do something a little different today and kind of go back to our roots and share a little reseller hacks about how to prepare. So Leroy, if you could give one tip to the people, what's something you do to be prepared?
I'm going in. You guys don't want me to go in. I'm going in right now. I'm really going in. It might not be a hack. I don't know what it is, but I'm going in right now. Listen, okay? All you guys, you all have family members. You all buy stuff for people. You have wives or sisters or cousins. Here's the problem. Tell them to buy eBay gift cards. You guys are knuckleheads, man. For real, for real. You're knuckleheads. Tell them to buy eBay gift cards. You go and buy Amazon gift cards. You go and buy Walmart gift cards. Why aren't you telling these people to buy eBay gift cards? This is what you do for a living. I'm done.
Hey, that's a great tip, Leroy, because you know what you could do? Give them an eBay gift card, have like your eBay store or your friends, like tell a friend to tell a friend, hey, look, you should go shop here. Like, what are you looking for? Is there something you're looking for? It's crazy for me. I have people come up to me all the time and they're like, hey, I'm looking for this because everybody at my church knows what I do. Like people in the community know what I do. You're like, hey, man, I'm looking for this. Could you? I was like, and honestly, I have at times said, look, I know some people that may have that, and let's look on their store. Say, hey, tell a friend to tell a friend. How about that?
I'm sorry, guys. That's been in
He's
my
sweating, man. He's been bent up about that. Tim, what's your one tip for the people?
All right. Well, I got only give one. Okay, I'll do this. I'll take the easy one here. Supplies. Okay, listen. You don't want to be like Eric said, and what I also said about being, late, and you don't want to be behind the 8 ball. You really, really, really should be prepping yourself for the uptick. Listen, if you don't think you're going to make money or you don't think you're going to make sales, you're not going to make sales. You're not going to make money. You know what I'm saying? And it's not like if you buy more bubble wrap or you buy more paper, you buy more tape, you buy more boxes, you order all your free USPS stuff now, because what's going to happen is everybody's going to start doing the same thing. Things are going to take longer to get to you. Things are going to be out of stock. And then it's like you're going to be behind because people are going to want, when it comes down to Q4, people want their stuff yesterday. So it's important to make sure that you have all your supplies ready so that when those orders come in, you can kind of get them packed, get them shipped. You know what I'm saying? It's just everything's got to be a tad bit quicker during the Q4. So for me, it's just about being prepared. Make sure you have all your supplies, your poly bags, your bubble mailers, everything. Just stock up, be ready. Don't forget, if you have an eBay store, you can use your Q4 code. I believe when this video comes out, I'm not the right person to ask about that, but I'm pretty bad with my coupons. But I'm pretty sure that it's right here, right now, ready for you to use. So just definitely want to be prepared when it comes to supplies. And I think, you can use that same energy and same tactic towards inventory as well. Maybe start sourcing a little bit. Like I've been like not sourcing a lot lately, but I've been going to the stores, the thrift stores, just to kind of like peek at Christmas and Halloween and Thanksgiving stuff, just because all that stuff is starting to get kind of flooded into the stores. So like now's a good time to like, try and get ahead of the game, grab that stuff, and then get back home and get it listed, because you really want to, be ahead of the game. And so like if I'm buying Christmas stuff right now, I'm listing Christmas stuff, I'm listing Halloween stuff, I'm listing Thanksgiving stuff, I'm listing fall decor stuff, winter decor stuff. All that stuff is getting listed, because you got to remember that it's not just the people that are buying gifts, it's people that are buying things to decorate. I think a lot of people underestimate the power of home decor and what that really has an effect on as far as what people are buying. So for me, that's where I'm at with the prep.
So Cernoch, tell us a little bit about what you do to prepare.
So I liked how Tim was talking about getting your supplies prepared and all that. I would like to talk about from a little different view, getting yourself mentally prepared. Okay. Now, as I see it, Tim said it went a little bit different, where he was saying like, oh, go shop. They're putting out. My thing is, I've spent the summer yard sailing, thrifting, hardcore. Right now, it's time for me to mentally focus, listing. Getting these listings done, getting as much as I can, just kind of focusing in, honing in these 3 months. Do all summertime. That's vacation. That's go meeting with friends. That's doing all that stuff. But man, right now Q4, you need to tell your family, your friends, listen, I'm buckling down. Okay. Sorry, I might not come to a party. Sorry, I may not be able to, I'm not saying like cut everyone off and do like, but like maybe some of those extracurricular activities, put them by the wayside. Now, listen, I'm not saying don't ignore your kids and, don't do all that stuff, but, hone in, focus in on what you need to be doing during Q4. And that can maybe develop some good habit to launch you into next year. So,
Ooh,
I
that's a
have those.
bar.
I have those too, where it's like, man, I should be doing this, but I'm doing this. So get yourself mentally focused. Get yourself on a regiment. Hey, start in October. Say, hey, October 1st, I'm sitting down and listing this many items or this dollar amount of items, and just keep going, and you'll see it definitely pays off.
That's actually great advice. One of the things that I've been working on in my business myself, because just time, like the time management. I know for us, one of the hardest things that people oftentimes forget is when you are a full-time reseller. I know for part-time guys, basically you're fitting it in, you're getting it in where you can get it in, where you can make it fit. Like, okay, I know I've got 2 hours, I'm home, I need to pack, I need this. There's more of an urgency. One of the things that is a trap you can fall into as doing this, and this is a large part of your income, would be kind of getting lazy about doing stuff. And like I know for me, for Cernoch, we self-admit this oftentimes. Leroy, I've heard talk about it. Tim at times, gets on chasing squirrels at times. So like it's one of those things that we all can be guilty of. Hey, man, it's no big deal. We like, Cernoch said it numerous times. You had a good sales day, or I worked my butt off yesterday. Like today, I'm just going to take it easy. And that is one of the privileges of working for yourself. But end of the day, at the end of the week, when you're like, okay, boss, where's my paycheck? It's like, yeah, you didn't put no hours in, bro. Sorry. Like, can't get the paycheck in this week. Like you're gonna be a little short. So I mean, for us, when you're talking about Q4, but not is thinking about, hey, I need to get up this stuff. And then one of the things that we didn't dive too much into with this side of prep, but when you think of prep, Cernoch talked about it last week about jackets, about things like what are things that are going to sell through. Like look at that stuff. There's ways to research items that sell and when they sell it. We have tools through eBay. We have TerraPeak is a tool that you can go in and you can look at what sells over specific time frames. I know, shout out over the years, Tim, he just did a whole video about WorthPoint and what's available there, things that you can look up and what sells. And so think about these things. At the beginning of Q4, one of the things we know to be on the lookout for is Christmas items. Like, hey, these are things for Christmas decorating. Now, some of you guys are like, man, I've still got Christmas decorations up from last year. It's no problem. I'm already covered. Like there are other people that, we used to do the lights around the house, and we finally gave up on that because my wife's like, dude, if he puts them up, he's probably not going to take them down. He's just going to leave them up. Be like, we're good for the rest of the year. But when we look at people beginning to decorate for Christmas, I know my family has a tradition that we do the day after Thanksgiving. Like, Thanksgiving is dedicated to.
Do not tell my wife that, by the way, because she will start putting up Christmas decorations just because you said that you guys do that the day after Thanksgiving.
Yeah, day after Thanksgiving. When you get turkey recovery mode, like after you kind of like get through that initial food coma and football, then you can move into like, hey, let's set it. Now, the good thing for me is I was always in charge of, I bring the tree out, I set the tree up. My wife obviously directs traffic. But when we look at those things, so look at those things here. Here's some things we can look to. Even like, I know it's kind of getting at the tail end of things, but Halloween stuff right now is something that they'll sell through for. So think about like in your listings, refreshing them and any of those items that fit those categories. And also when you're out picking, like Tim's already said, be on the lookout for. Theo's already said, be on the lookout for things. Like there's things out there that will sell a little bit better during Q4. Now, I do have one little segment that I wanted to put in here about Q4 from another standpoint. I know for us at RIN, we've got some things coming up on the horizon, some things that are coming up here real quick. So I do want to drop just a little bit of breaking news on behalf of our friends over at Trash to Cash. Shout out as well, John Cincinnati Picker and Pete Craigslist Hunter. So we'll drop this little. When this comes out, myself and Leroy will be preparing to go to Reseller Rally. If you've not seen Reseller Rally, what's going on with Reseller Rally, it is in Cincinnati, Ohio. It is the last weekend of September. So come on and be a part of that. If you haven't got tickets yet, there's still an opportunity for a meetup there on Friday night. And the boat tickets, last I checked, there was still maybe a few handful available. So if you can do that, be a part of that. Reseller Rally, I'll put the link down below in the video. You guys can go check that out. Look forward to seeing you. If you are coming, hey, put a little comment down in the chat, coming to Reseller Rally. And then me and Leroy will be on the lookout for you. We'll be the two smallest guys there. So we just wanted to put that in there. All right. So I guess the last little thing that we'll get in, we've talked a little bit about prep. Do you guys have a plan yourself? Like if you look at the stuff that you have, like what are some things that you're planning between now and Q4 specifically for yourself? Like this is my business motto when it comes down to this. And I know because like we're doing this on the fly, guys. Like guys thinks we really planned out all these questions. I just ask them stuff and catch it from the hip. So I'll start it so give you a chance to think about it for a second. So for me, one of the things I'm looking to do between now and the end of the year, I talked about this briefly today. We're doing our live shifts the day we record. For me, I really want to shift my business. So I'm actually going to be doing more Whatnot than I have in the past. And Whatnot is a way of kind of revamping my business. Like it's a lot of my items. When I say low dollar items, I'm not talking about just pure trash. Like I'm not talking about things you should just go ahead and donate back to the thrift store. Or, hey, you've got a dumpster in front of your house. Like go ahead and get rid of that stuff, get it out of your way. But what I'm talking about is it's items that either are maybe stale in my inventory. They may not even be listed anymore. I'll be honest. Like guys, I've been doing this for a little while, and Leroy he's paved the way talking about going through his listings like every couple months. He's already looked at everything that he has and knows whether it's listed or not. I can tell you, I've never done. I took one segment of my shed a couple months back, and my niece helped me a little bit, and we're kind of going through it. And dude, I had 2.5 boxes of inventory that was no longer listed. I don't know what happened to it. It fell off in the eBay algorithm mystery world that we don't know how that happens, but it's gone. It's not listed anymore. So for me, it may be going back and revamping some of that and looking at, but I'm definitely changing my business model when it comes to listing things at a higher dollar value, because you could sell 10 things at $5 and that's good. That's great. Or you can sell one thing at $50 and that's good too. I'm not getting rid of my $5 items. I'm just going to bring those and put them in lots on Whatnot so that I can move them through. And then if I get opportunity to buy in bulk, I'm still going to buy in bulk, but I'm just going to pass on those savings to other resellers if they want to take and do all the work. I'm actually doing an auction. By the time you see this video, it'll be gone. But there's a lot of things like this. This is a whole bag of toys. So rather than me taking the time to go through each one of those toys, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put them on Whatnot. And I hope somebody that buys that makes good money off of it. And I will be just as happy for you as you are for yourself. I'll guarantee. But that's just something I'm looking to do through this Q4 is to start the year afresh with a new model. And that's what so Cernoch, what are you thinking?
I'm thinking for me, it's just better habits. Just better getting into the groove, doing those things that that I know I need. That's the thing. It's like, stop being lazy, stop being, when I hit a rut, oh, let's go shop, like plow through that rut, get 5 more listings done, get things cleaned up, get things organized. Where I think, and I usually do this because I always during the winter months, it's cold outside. It's, you gotta put a jacket on and you go outside, it might be snowing or something like that. Those are great times to really dig down and get biz, sitting and listing, getting all those things. And because that's my biggest downfall is the listing part. I can source all day, and anyone could. We can source all day, but going, all right, stop, let's clean these shoes. I love cleaning shoes. I got shoes right here. But then it's like, all right, let's go take pictures and let's take pictures and let's. It's just like getting into that routine of things. And I think Q4 allows me to do that. So that's why I'm kind of like glad it's here. It's like, all right, now we, you know, in my mentality, it's like buckle down and let's go. Let's do those things. So those are the things that I see myself getting back into doing, just like being more focused on listing rather than buying. Because I really need to put myself on a buying, you know, soon. So maybe Tim will come down here and be like, Tim, this can all be yours.
Yeah. We can't go on a buying ban until my trip down.
Yeah, right?
Leroy.
I have a couple things. So as we were speaking, my wrapping paper just went up 20%. Just for real. I didn't buy much this year, but I'm still working off. I got 49 items in my store right now I'm looking at. So that's all going up. And I did well off of it last year. As you guys know, I don't really have a lot of stuff that you know, is like Christmassy, but everybody has their own way of this. I do it a little bit different. There's certain items that I know that could sell. I will put men's holiday gift in the heading. Okay. I know some people say, oh, you shouldn't put that. You can't. Around this time of the season, I will switch a couple of words around, and there's some kind of Christmas, and some kind of men's, and some kind of holiday gift. Like it's in there somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be afraid to do that stuff. Like stuff has been selling slow, and you have a drill. Like, hey, you know what? Battery drill, you know, discount. Anything like, you know, holiday discount. There's certain words, certain things you can't use. So be careful. But for me, this is a time where if it is slow in your store, you can sell some of that stuff. On the back side of all that, please don't forget about, I already said it, the gift cards. But the gift cards are also used in January. Mm-hmm. So once they get the gift cards are used in January. Guess what? Some prices are going up, boo-boo. Like,
yesterday's price is not today's price.
Yep. You're the windshield, sometime you're the bug. And you are definitely not the windshield. So that's a couple little tips that I do, you know, just to try to get stuff up there. You know, kids' holiday, mother's holiday, mother's Christmas. Just listen to me, please.
Leroy's got clear internet. He's throwing it out.
Okay, what's the question again?
How many squirrels did you see today? No, like we're talking about what would be your game, like personally.
Okay, game plan. All right, pep talk, halftime speech, the whole shenanigans. Right. All right. Listen. Okay. It's so important to just listen because each one of these guys has said something that you can incorporate. It's not like you have to do it Leroy's way or Eric's way or Cernoch's way or my way. No, the whole point is like you have 4 different people here that are giving you information that is completely different, but like all of it is important. So for me, like I think it's one of the biggest things is I'm listening, right? Because I started off this show like telling you guys I have failed Q4 every single year as a reseller. Flat out failed at Q4. So like for me, this is like I'm obviously on a comeback tour, so this is like a redemption of all redemptions is Q4. Like I want to do insane numbers, right? So I'm doing basically what all of these guys have said that they're doing. I told Eric before we even started recording this, Eric had mentioned that he was going to try and like, kind of revamp things. And I said, yes, 100, like I have all this stuff that came from the storage unit, like is in this room next door. Like I got to pull out each box, like one by one and be like, all right, what is the deal? Why is this still here? Why hasn't this sold? Okay. Is it my pictures? Is it my listing? Is it my pricing? Is it just a bad item I should have never sourced? Okay. And so once I look at each one of the items, I literally am going to ask that question. And so from that point, I'm going to either, put it on Whatnot. I'm going to take new pictures. I'm going to revamp my listing, or, I'm going to donate it. I'm probably just, the donation will probably go to Whatnot on some of this stuff, or is it just not selling, because sometimes I have good items that are high dollar, but it takes time with some of those collectible items to find the right person to buy it. But like, I really have to go through my inventory because I'm sourcing so different now than what I was before. Like because of all the information I've learned from these guys, and because of the time that I've put in myself, like I'm sourcing so much better. So like, it's just a matter of looking at that inventory and then going into what Cernoch said about getting into that zone, being in your bag, listing. Like every morning, wake up, list an item. If you're full-time, obviously if you're part-time, when you get home from work, list an item, list 2 items, list 3, list 4, list 5, list 10, whatever it is that you're listing. Make sure that those items that you're listing are worth it. Like maybe some of these items you want to get it up before the other items. Okay. Like, you want to get the high dollar items up. You want to get the items up that are relevant to the season, relevant to what's upcoming, what's trending. Listen to some of the stuff that we talk about during the trending, what's trending topics here, get that stuff up. Okay. And then your old listings. Okay. Your old listings every single morning. From this day forward until January, February, go to your listing. Sort them by ending soonest. Every single listing you see in the morning that has a red number on that date, delist it, okay? And then it's up to you, whatever you want to do. If you want to relist or sell similar, I've been mixing it up. If I've already changed the AI background, I just relist it. If I'm changing the background from an old listing and I'm changing the background photo for that listing, I'm doing a sell similar. And then the next time around, if it still hasn't sold, then I'm doing a relisting. But every single day, you should be doing that. Okay? Then going up to what Leroy was talking about. Let people know. Promote yourself. This is a perfect time to learn about Instagram ads, Facebook ads. Promote your eBay store. Breaking news. Etsy has just released an opportunity. If you're a seller on Etsy, you can, if you share your items from your store using their link to your Instagram or your Facebook or anything like that, and somebody buys it through that link, through that sharing of that item, then you're going to get, I don't know the exact discount, but you're going to get a discount on your seller fees for that item. So it's like a win-win right there. Just put your stuff out there. Promote it. Put it on Instagram. Put it on Facebook. Share it to your friends. See, if you hear somebody say, "Oh man, I'm looking for this and that from somebody for a present," bam, I got one of those. Let me just hit you right back. Send them the picture. Send them the measurement. Stuff like that. Like, you gotta really be on your P's and Q's. You gotta be on the grind. And so, like, this is not just me talking to y'all. This is me talking to me right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm pumping myself up because, like I said, I have failed at Q4 every single year as a reseller. And I refuse to let myself do that this time around. And listening to these guys and listening to myself and the advice is like, you just got to put in the work right now. And it starts right now. Right now, when you hear this video, right now, when you hear this pep talk, this is where it starts. You got to get the gears going, put the blinders on, focus. And I think that there's a lot of great information right now from all of these guys that we can all take together. And I'm not saying do it this way, but I'm just saying think about it. Maybe with these words triggers an idea in your own head. If it triggers an idea in your head, something that you're doing for Q4, tell us in the comments below. Let us know on Instagram. Let us know on Facebook. Let's push each other to have a big bang Q4. Okay? I hope that was a good enough pep talk for everybody.
Good for me, man. I'm ready to work.
Hey, I love it.
That being said, guys, I know we've mentioned this. So obviously we do have Facebook. We do have our Instagram. We do have here on YouTube. So here's something that I want to, and honestly, this is like an on the fly, but not so on the fly. So on our Facebook page, I am going to put a pinned post up that I would encourage you guys to just pop in on the daily. Hey, I listed XYZ, like I listed this, I listed that. Also, we're also wanting to put up another pin post that will be share your store. Last year, I'm going to throw this out there. I don't know what these guys are going to do. Last year, for me, I did a customer appreciation for you guys on the RIN. I will be doing that again this Q4. I'm gonna go ahead and throw out like 20% off for anybody that uses my code. I'm going to put that in my eBay store link. So like you guys, want to come and shop, support friends, then come to the RIN and we're going to promote you guys' stores. We want to do that. We want to go in and look. And I'll just encourage you guys, we are resellers. Leroy touched on it earlier. eBay, like it or not, like honestly, for most of us is our largest platform. And if eBay is doing good, then we're doing, you know what I'm saying? We're all on the same team to a degree. So like, I mean, if we're bringing traffic to eBay, it's kind of like when everybody used to complain about all the influencers that are on whatnot and those kind of things that said, do you not understand any traffic to the platform is good? Because if you're listing your item on that platform, there's a chance that your item will sell because somebody came to that platform, maybe looking for something else. So I want to encourage you guys to go to the Facebook group. It is Reseller Information Network. I will have a couple pinned posts up before this video comes out, and I want to be the first to hop in there every day and just give you an up and say, hey guys, I listed this much today. And maybe you can't do that. Maybe you're part-time, but maybe like Tim said, you can go in and say, hey, I put 2 up. Hey, 2's better than nothing. Like if you put a score up of 2 or a 0, 2's gonna win. I'm just gonna tell you. So like that's a commitment I'm making to you right here before everybody. Accountability. And if you don't see a post from me, just drop me a line. Say, hey bro, where you at? And that's where I'm at. That's my little spiel. These guys, I'm sure, will have their own onboarding when it comes to that stuff, but that's something I wanted to make available to our RIN folks is go in, drop that.
I like that.
So on the Facebook. All right, guys. Well, we're going to wind this thing down. We do thank you guys for being here as always. Don't forget to check out the links below in the video. If there's any tools we can share with you that'll help you along the way. I can't wait to see what I can do with Photoroom on these upcoming listings for the holidays. A little like Leroy said about gifts, like mom gifts. I can just picture mom unwrapping something under the tree, and guess what? It's a vintage hat for pops. That's what it is. So do thank you guys for being here as always. Leroy?
All right, here we go. Tell a friend, tell a mother, tell your cousin, tell your pastor, tell your neighbor, to tell the school teacher, to tell the bus driver to buy an eBay gift card for someone that you love for the holidays. That's all I got to say. Thanks, everybody, for your support. You guys have a great week, and we will see you next week. Out.
Cernoch.
All right, Q4 is on the cusp. So get yourself mentally prepared and physically prepared and your inventory prepared and your shipping size prepared. You don't want, again, it's not going to be this crazy like, oh, I'm doing 1,000 times more than I've ever done. It's not crazy, but you don't want to get left behind if it does come. So be prepared, okay? And you're gonna make some money, responsible for your money. Everything. I finally got my computer today. That's good. And look at that. Just put those on, little AI background, make them look good. So, hey, I'll let Tim talk about Photoroom. Did we talk about Photoroom today?
No, www.photoroom.com. Use code RIN. Okay, RIN. Make sure you do it on your computer. I know some people are having a little bit of issues with it, but we're working on getting you guys on the app. Big shout out to photoroom.com. Use code RIN for 10% off. It's a great time. Oh, you know what? Why don't you buy Photoroom for somebody? Use the code buy Photoroom for somebody. Great gift.
There's a gift for you. There's a gift for you. Tim, I did wanted to say real quick, October 1, new eBay coupon comes out. Just so
okay. October 1st.
October 1st, like is new eBay.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, for those of you that don't know, I am a Notre Dame fan, okay? Before I explain why I'm letting you know I'm a Notre Dame fan, I want to thank you guys for all the love and all the support here at Reseller Information Network. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to drop some questions. But I'm going to leave you with some words of inspiration from a movie I quite often go to for inspiration. That's Rudy, okay? So I'm going to read this to you guys really fast, all right? We're going to go inside of them. We're going to go outside of them. Inside of them, outside of them. We're going to get them on a run once. And then we're going to keep them on a run. And we're not going to pass unless their secondary comes up too close. Don't forget, men. We're going to get them on a run. We're going to go, go, go. And we aren't going to stop until we're over that goal line. And don't forget, men and women, today is the day we're going to win. They can't beat us. And that's how it goes. We're gonna go in there and fight. What do you say? Don't forget to tell a friend about RIN Reseller Information Network.